You're listening to Whispers of War.
Hello everyone and welcome to Whispers of War, show number 38. I'm your host Sil, and let's jump into the World of Warcraft action for this week. I have been very busy, I have to say. I've unlocked my Dark Irons, so I needed to do that introductionary quest. That was a lot longer than I expected it to be. And also, okay, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, because I've unlocked all the Horde side allied races. And if my memory serves me well, and sometimes, you know, it is a bit iffy because I'm getting older, but I don't think I ever had to do a dungeon on the trolls or on the Magor arcs. I don't think I had to. But on the Dark Iron, I actually had to go into a dungeon. Now, it's not so bad going into a dungeon anymore for me, I have to admit, because if you've listened to the previous episode, you know that I don't really did any dungeons for a long time, and that it gave me slight anxiety to group up with people because you never know who you run into. But yeah, it was really weird. I thought, well, you know, I already had to do so many dungeons and raids to get to the parts in the war campaign. I might as well just do this and just do it now. And it wasn't too bad. Actually, the group I was in just steamrolled it. It was the mother load that you have to do, and that group, oh my god, I just felt like, well, I'm spamming a little bit of Moonfire here and there, but in all fairness, you two have it. The healer and the tank were just like on it, like a unit, and they steamrolled everything, pulled massive groups, no one died, it was all good. Yeah, I think it only took like 10 minutes or less. It was really quick, and got the item that I needed from that dungeon to unlock the Dark Iron doors. Now, I'm not going to lie, it is a very epic storyline. I think it's much better than the Magor orcs, which really sucked, I thought. That's my opinion. And now I created a Dark Iron Shaman, and I think she looks pretty badass, and I like the mount, so that's another one for the collection. I think I might actually start leveling her on stream, which is going to be a bit of a push to start streaming again, because I used to stream a lot, then not so much anymore, because I couldn't maintain a schedule, and I just, life happens. So I think that would help me. I also think Classic will help a lot with that, because I was in the stress test. I did not get an invite for the actual proper beta, which I'm really sad about because I really want to play it, but maybe it's for the best, because you know when you sometimes get into a beta and you get really invested and then you're like, okay, well, I am bug reporting, but I really just want to play the game. I think I would be a little bit sad after the beta period that my character got wiped and all the progression, I had to redo it. So maybe I am being saved from myself. Who knows? So I did the stress test. I did not start at midnight or whenever launch was. One, I knew it was going to be too late because I have to work and I'm old and I need my sleep. Otherwise I get very cranky, and I didn't want to do that to my boyfriend and the cat, or to those that I work with. So I thought, you know what, if it's still up, I'll play it when I come home. So I did that, and it was, for me, really painless. There were no disconnects or anything like that. I just logged in, I created my character, and I kind of forgot the old graphics, what they look like. Now I know that you can have your new graphics, you know, the model updates in Classic, so I might have to do that. Which is surprising, because I thought it's not going to be that much of a difference. But in all fairness, human female, I think I found one combination that I was like, okay, I can kind of look at this without feeling horrified. The night elf females, and I played a night elf female in like before the updates for such a long time, and all the faces looked really horrific to me. And yeah, I'm just really surprised by that, because I think you get used to certain things really quickly, and that kind of worries me for playing in vanilla, because or classic really, because I'm so used to the way of life in Life WoW or the current World of Warcraft that I'm not quite sure if I could handle it anymore. You know, I did it back in the day because we didn't know any better, but now you know all the quality of life things that they've added to the game, so it might be quite hard. But I'm not going to lie, I started as a human. I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to give Rogue a shot. Really enjoyed what I could do from the starting area, because I kind of forgot, oh yeah, you can't tag mobs anymore unless you're in a group, you won't get credit. Okay, and considering there were like 50 people or something running around in that starting zone, it was very difficult to get, you know, candles from vermin. I was not enjoying that bit, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make it nicer, but it is what it is. And I guess that also shows a little bit what's going to happen at launch date, which is going to be a bit like, I think you need to have some perseverance there, and or have a battle plan in place, you know? Have a battle plan. But for me, I think I'll probably start creating characters from the get-go. So as soon as we can get in, depending, you know, if I have work or not. But I think I'll just create my characters first, see if I can get in, see if maybe I can do 1 or 2 quests, or just pick up the quests and just set out a path of what I want to do. And that's really it. I think I'll wait until the starting area has cleared a little bit and I can just quest without feeling like I'm in the same area for like an hour trying to find that one last candle or whatever it is that you need, you know, boar snout or all that fun stuff. So I've decided I'm not going to be in a rush. So that was on the you know, the human side, and then I thought, okay, well, let's see if the world tree, or if Darnassus is still very busy. The Night Elf starting area, I'll know that now, is a lot quieter. I have a suspicion that not many people are going to, compared to humans or maybe dwarves, not going to roll Night Elves as much. That's just me fairy crafting, just because of where it is. Because you will have to do that run. I don't think there is a ship to Stormwind, so you will have to run to Ironforge, and that is the run of death. It's very entertaining, but it's long, very long, and there's a lot of corpse running as well. So yeah, I enjoyed playing a druid over there, because that's how I started my World of Warcraft days. I rolled a Night Elf druid, and I did get that nostalgic feeling really badly. And you know, you have to get used to a few things, like the fact that you don't have any question marks on your map anymore, or nothing on your map really that shows you where you have to be. There's no indicators or anything, and I don't mind it. It's a little bit of getting used to that. You're like, oh, okay. You actually have to start reading quests. You have to take it a bit slower, especially when other people are killing your mobs and the respawn rate is really slow. But I'm soaking it more in. Like, I didn't even put Netflix on my other screen, which I normally do when I play. Which is, in a way, kind of bad, because you're not even really paying attention to what you're doing anymore. You just go on automatic pilot. So for me, I actually felt I was more immersed in the game again. And I'd forgotten about a lot of things after the Kata changed everything. So I actually got more into it than I expected. And yeah, I've seen a lot of aggression as well towards players. It's a bit of a double, what is it, double-edged sword? I don't, my English sayings are so bad, I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, you see a lot of anger in chat, or even in Say, people who tag mobs before someone else can, and then you see them swearing. But on the other hand, I've also seen people being really helpful in chat. If someone couldn't find a quest objective, or if someone was running around and needed healing, you see healing spells being thrown. Same with buffs. It just feels like it could be a much tighter community, and I quite like that. I like that change. So we will see where we get. At the moment, I'm thinking of playing it side by side with the current World of Warcraft, because I just want to see where the story goes. But I think when it comes to raiding, I actually want to properly raid in Classic for nostalgia reasons. And I say that now, but I might be pulling my hair out with 40 people. Just because back in the day, that's what it was, you know? You didn't know any better. And now we have different ways of communicating. I mean, you could be on Discord instead of like a very shitty vent server or TeamSpeak. So I'm going to assume it's going to be easier now to join groups, but I don't know if people are ready, if I'm even ready to deal with 40 or 39 other people again. And the group has to be really well balanced. And you know, you need to know what you're doing and you have to focus. So it's a different way of playing a game again. We'll see. This is what I'm planning now, so I'm hoping that will be something I could do, because I really did enjoy the game again, and I'm really more excited for Classic than I actually thought I was going to be. I'll tell you something, when they announced Classic on the BlizzCon, I was just like, oh, really? Blech. I have no interest whatsoever. I'll probably jump in for old time's sake. And now I'm actually on the hype train, which is really bad. So yeah. So that was that. I'm like I said, I'm a bit sad I can't log in anymore, but it's probably for the best. So did the Dark Irons, did some Classic testing. My druid is still gathering reputation the lazy way, so I'm just waiting until there's world quest for that, or if I can send my minions out on reputation quest. I really though I hate it. So slowly but steadily I will get that Cult Heron race unlocked, I hope. What else? Remember that I said, I could get my hands on the collector's edition for the 15 years of World of Warcraft. That went out of the window, in all fairness. I'm in two minds of it. I think it's really, in a way, I'm kind of sad that I missed it. On the other hand, I'm like, well, that's, 80 or 90 pounds I could spend on something else. But I'm very happy for those who got it. The only people I'm a bit bitter towards, when you already look on eBay and all the other sites, people are already selling it for 300 pounds, and I think they're scum. I'm really sorry, but people who really want it, and I'm not counting myself under that, but there are some people who are really gutted that they couldn't get it. That's not fair. I don't think it's fair that scalpers, and it's probably the same for the BlizzCon tickets. That's awful. So yeah, there's a special place in hell for people like that. I truly believe that. And that's really it. So my week has been busy, like I said, running around. Oh, and I'm still leveling my my rogue and my shaman out of Legion content. So every time there is an invasion, I try to do them, but my god is it hard, because those elite mobs that you think in the past, oh yeah, those are quick because I don't have to fill up a bar, I just have to kill one thing. Well, if there's no one there, you can freaking forget it. It takes forever. So you're sat there waiting mostly until a group is formed. Yeah, not enjoying that, but I'll be happy when I'm... Is it 110 that you can only do BFA, or is it already 1.8? I don't know, but I'm close to 1.8, so I will have to investigate that. And that's it. That's my weekend. Wow, it's been busy. And I will be very busy again this week, because I need to start playing that shaman. I want to start doing it, so keep an eye out on my Twitch as well if you want to follow that. I will give you the link to that after the show with everything else. But for now, I have Marty back on the show, so I have an amazing interview with him. We talk about all things World of Warcraft, about Classic, about the collector's editions, all those things, and what life is like on the Horde side for him. And I will get back to you with all your responses to Classic and about the collector's edition. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you on the flip side. And today I have another familiar voice from the DPS family. Welcome back, Marty.
Thank you for having me again. I did see your message that you lacked someone for this episode, and was like, I feel like I've been on so many times. Should I actually write? But I ended up writing anyway, and so yeah, here I am.
You know what? I don't mind people being here on for like the third time, the fifth time, the 20th time. You can be on as much as you want.
Great. I'm looking forward to the next 20 weeks then.
Well, at least you know my time is settled. I don't have to look for anyone anymore.
Fair enough.
So, for those who don't know you, Marty, can you tell a little bit about what you do, who you are?
Yeah, sure. Roughly 5 years ago, I started a podcast together with one of my good friends, Tom, called The Blue Recluse. Some might know of it, some might not. We basically talk about everything Blizzard related. Some people I've heard still thought that we were a role-playing podcast because of our name, and we're not. We might sometimes do a little bit of role-playing and stuff like that, but we talk everything Blizzard.
I was going to say, because the voice acting is like, that would be almost roleplay for me, hearing all of that.
Yeah, I mean, Tom in the beginning, I remember I was so surprised. Well, I've known him, so I knew he could do voices and stuff, but all these small sounders, and every time we had a new segment, he made a sounder for it, and it was just amazing. And I was like, I wish I could do stuff like that.
But then again, you have many different talents that also come out on the show, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably a little bit more on the technical side, so I'm the one making sure that everybody, the sound is actually coming through, and editing and post production and stuff like that. So I mean, everybody has a role, and we have Michael on the show nowadays as well, who has his roles and stuff like that. So I mean, we together we support each other and help out where it's needed. So it works out.
Yeah, that it really does. Now, the sad news was that you guys mentioned that Blue Recluse is having a little bit of a hiatus at the moment. So, Are you willing to talk about that?
No.
No.
Yes, let's talk about it just a little bit, because I feel like I wanted to do another episode of the Blue Recluse where I actually talked about this stuff, but why and what's going on, but some of the others disagreed with me and stuff like that. So we never did. So, I mean, I don't think anybody knows what's really going on. Well, I think people might have an idea if you have listened to the show lately.
What would you say is? Well, I don't know. Are you happy to say why you guys are taking an hiatus?
Yeah, but I mean, I think if we look back at it, I mean, there's nothing wrong between us. We're still good friends.
That's the good thing.
Yeah, we do stuff together regularly. I mean, we're trying to start up a little like a online tabletop simulator thing going on every bi-weekly. So we're still doing things together and still having fun. So it has nothing on the personal side. I think for me personally, I reached a point where I was like, I've been doing this for 5 years, every day pretty much, except in holidays and stuff like that. But besides that, 5 years every week, not every day. Did I say every day? I meant every week.
But it might feel like every day.
Sometimes it does, and I mean, it's not just you don't just record. You also do a little bit of research. You edit afterwards, and you post to Twitter and social media, and all this. There's quite a bit of different things going on behind the scenes. It's not just showing up, record for an hour, and then everything's good and dandy. It would be amazing if it was, because then I would be podcasting way more, I think. So for me personally, I think I just need a little break from it. At least just take a step back and just evaluate, because I think one of we always said from the beginning that we want to do this because it's fun. We don't want to do this. Well, I mean, if we can get to a point where one day we can make money off it, that would be amazing. But it's never been about that. It's been about do what we find is fun, and hopefully someone else out there listening to us being silly on a podcast would think that would be fun as well. And that's always what it's been about. And it just started feeling like more like a job instead of a of something fun you do with your friends.
Yeah. No, you know what? I've been there at that point, not with this podcast, but with previous ones. So I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's actually really good of you guys that you just said, okay, well, let's take a step back, because I do think that in the end it could suffer. Your podcast could suffer from that, and that's the last thing that you would need. So, you know, and it's not saying that the Blue Recluse will never come back, but you know, we all need a bit of vacation at times.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, another part of it is that you know, Blizzard has been in the sort of like the wrong spotlight lately, starting roughly around the time of BlizzCon last year. Obviously, that also, you know, impacted how we felt about Blizzard a little bit. I mean, I was really, but I think I'm a sponge when it comes to stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I need to go to Reddit and check, and oh, there's comments in this YouTube video, and oh, there's stuff over here. I mean, I just seek out information everywhere, and I just got so, I don't know, I just sort of sucked up all these negative feelings about Blizzard, and you know, and when that happens, you can't help but, you know, automatically start to see that thing, in this case Blizzard, in a negative light. And I was like, I don't want to feel like this, and it feels wrong, and I want to like this company, and I think both Tom and Michael sort of felt similar, where we're like, we're in an odd place feeling wise towards Blizzard, and as long as that is there, then, you know, it's really difficult to go on a show every week and talk about, oh yeah, Blizzard is so good, and the new tiny patch for Diablo is amazing and stuff like that. I mean, I mean, we could do it, but I don't feel like it would feel genuine anymore.
And so, you know, I think, you know, give the listeners credit in that regards. I think people can hear it as soon as when things aren't genuine. But no, I think I've heard many people be in the same position that you guys are in now. However, I have seen you jump into World of Warcraft. But you told me a kind of, I wouldn't want to call it revelation, because it's not like a big, like, oh my god, revealed snap thing or whatever. No. But you have switched sides, haven't you?
Don't tell anyone.
It's out there now on the internet.
Oh crap. Well, yeah, sort of, I guess. I mean, my guild decided to, I mean, I'm not really too involved in my guild anymore. I haven't been raiding for, I don't know, the past year or something like that. But I think they might have needed, first of all, some fresh air. So they switched from Alliance to Horde. But they also switched server, because those guys, they like to raid Mythic. So, and we were on a fairly small server, so they wanted to move to something larger where there was a bigger influx of players all the time. So they moved to none other than the server where Method is playing.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a big server, lots of people around, and I mean, I ran into some of the Method people, and you know, I did fanboy a little bit. I have to admit, because you know, I follow the race. I like those guys. So yeah. But anyway, Horde side, I did have like a priest on the Horde side on another server that was at max level, so I just moved that over instead of, you know, all of a sudden have to not only server transfer but also faction change my characters. So
yeah. So what?
I'm not made of money, you know. So,
no, I know that.
Blood Elf.
Yeah.
It's like the fun thing is that this character, it's actually the very first character that I made, and it used to be an undead male. And it's the very first character that I ever made. It's the first character that I raided with, and you know, he's just been sitting there collecting dust on a server for a while. And then I think it was the last expansion, because we got the free boost when we bought the expansion. I actually boosted him, and but it was also like, yeah, I need something fresh, so I faction changed it to oh no, it's not faction, the race changed it to Blood Elf. And yeah, I've been playing that a little bit, and especially this expansion, because you know, Alliance has their story, but Horde has also their own story. So it's like I'm here for the story. I'm not satisfied with only the scraps that the Alliance is getting. I want to see the Horde side as well, which makes so much more sense if you look at it from a story-wise. Because I mean, I have no idea why the Alliance was in Uldir at all.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense to me. It was just, bosses needs to be killed, loot needs to be looted. Let's go. So it was actually quite nice to play through the starting zones and just realize that okay, this is fine. Now it makes sense.
Okay, so would you actually say that people who don't play both sides and finish the storylines on both sides are missing out?
Yeah,
if they are in.
Yeah, I actually would say that, at least when it comes to the first part of the expansion, which is Uldir. There's a lot of things that from an Alliance perspective, I don't feel like makes any sense. I don't know. Again, as I said, I don't know why we were there, besides, extra eye level. Yay. So if you're really into the story, I feel like you have to have characters on both sides in this expansion. And I don't know, is that a good or bad thing, Sil?
As an alcoholic, I think it's a good thing to have fucking characters on, so many sides and so many races as you can get your hands on. But that's me personally. How?
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you're strictly playing Alliance and you're interested in story, I can understand why you feel like a little bit left out in this expansion so far, because all the good stuff has been on the Horde side, because of Sylvanas, basically, because her character arc and what she's doing is just creating so much tension as a Horde player, and it makes for great storytelling. There's a lot, you can do a lot with those subjects, where I feel like the Alliance side has been basically the good guys in all of this, mostly, if we don't count too much what's happening in in the raid but I mean, still they are reacting, so I sort of feel like it's justified that they go back, that they counter attack, because the Horde.
I agree with you. I do get the feeling that Horde does really, from an Alliance perspective, I can see why so many people would say, well, the Horde are clearly the bad guys because this expansion round, because of what's happening and what they're doing. I think when you play on the Horde side, I do think you get more in-depth story there of what's going on. There's so much more going on than what you have on the Alliance side. Alliance seems very straightforward. This is what's happening. Okay, there's some political stuff going on, but that's the same on the Horde side, but it goes even deeper on the Horde side. Yeah.
And I mean, I think it makes sense. It does make sense that if you're playing Alliance, you have no clue what's going on inside the ranks of the Horde. Why would you? Unless you have like amazing spies or stuff like that. But so I mean, it makes sense that it is like divided into that, and I feel like it also creates a little bit of a rift between the two communities, and I think it should be that way. I think it's fine. I just wish that there was a little bit more compelling storytelling on the Alliance side as well at the moment, because it really feels like we're just I don't know, the good guys sort of.
There needs to be a little bit more something going on.
More morally gray areas in the Alliance side.
That would be nice. I think that would be nice. I agree with you. It feels a little bit black at times. That's my professional opinion.
We need more dragon riders that just burn cities and stuff like that. It's popular these days.
Yeah, I hear that. Oh, so many angry people on the internet. But yeah,
Sorry.
No. I was just thinking it's almost Game of Thrones-esque with certain things that's happening, but yeah, I agree with you on the Horde side, just having a little bit more something this time around when it comes to story. How have you found the? I know that you are like on a big populated server right now, but how have you found the difference between the Horde community and the Alliance community? Have you noticed anything?
Yeah, on the Horde side, people are so much more nice. The community people, and I'm joking. It could be true. I don't actually know because I don't really play it too much on that level where I don't do a lot of dungeons. I don't actually do a lot of stuff. I'm really just the solo player at the moment, trying to get ready for 8.2. So it's it's rep grinding and stuff like that. That I'm basically just logging in daily to do my daily quests and that's it. I have a little bit of story content that I'm still working my way through, but that's about it. So I can't really say. But one thing I can say though is that, oh my god, the Horde's main city in this expansion sucks. Compared to, I mean, it looks amazing. Nothing to the art team. It looks so good. But who the hell thought it would be a great idea to separate the two most important areas with a huge pyramid and stairs and a flight path that takes forever and stuff like that? I mean, come on. Who the hell did?
I know what you mean. I mean, in the beginning as Horde, I thought, well, this is just how it is. And then I went over to Alliance side to level my tune there. And then I thought, wait a minute, this feels really unfair.
Yeah, the Alliance, it is so good compared to, because everything is fairly close. I mean, you still need to run around a little bit, but nothing compared to the Horde side. It's so unreal. It's like, I don't know who thought that would be a great idea.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have to admit, I do think that, is it Zuldazarm? It's a nicer city, but that's my personal opinion. I think when you run around there and all of a sudden you turn a corner, it's like, oh, what's this? I haven't seen this. And what's going on? And it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, from a exploration point of view, I feel like Zuldazar is really cool. There's so many things, and all of a sudden you run into an area and there's enemies, and I'm like, hey, wait, I thought all the trolls here was friends. And I mean, it's in that aspect, it's a cool city, but for someone who just wants to get your daily chores done with, it's like, oh, then I need to fly back up to the pyramid, and oh no, I forgot to pick something up down there, and I need to go back, and yeah, it's such a hassle.
Yeah, it's pretty crap when it comes to that. I am not going to lie. Okay. Do you think you'll be switching back to Alliance or anytime soon?
Probably not straight. Well, I think when 8.2, depending on how much difference there is in the storyline, I might do that. I don't really know yet. I think we'll have to wait and see. I've also sort of just chosen to say, all right, I'm not doing a podcast, so I'm not going to spoil myself with anything. So basically, I'm clueless about what's in the patch. I have a feeling that it's a big one. I've seen, read a little bit, and heard. So yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the gnome dungeon. It looks amazing.
Yeah. I'm not really like a dungeon crawler, but that actually looks really exciting. So that could be really cool. And of course, we'll get new models for the Worgen and the goblins. So that's about time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. And do you also get? I don't remember. Is this also where we get the what's it called, the sets? The
heritage gear.
The heritage gear, yeah, for those classes.
Yeah, we get them for those too.
Yeah.
So that would be nice. Something? It's something I should be doing. But, it's either a rep grind or it's a level grind, and I sit myself down every time and go like, yeah, I can do this, and then I hit a certain point with certain areas, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah,
so,
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it makes a little bit more sense with the original classes, because I mean, it was actually a human paladin, but I think it has been a dwarf at some point. That character has had so many operations, race changes, that I lost count. But anyway, no, not my paladin. It was my warrior. Sorry. But yeah. Anyway, my warrior, I race changed it to dwarf because it was one of the only ones that had exalted with dwarves. I mean, I think my main had as well, but I don't want to race change him. He's my main. I like him as he should not be going dwarf. But I race changed my dwarf, and he was exalted, so I just had to level from 110 to 120, and that was actually pretty good fun. because I haven't done it too many times yet, so it's fine.
I know.
And then I did the quest line, and I think overall it worked out pretty well. It was a cool little quest line, and I mean, I wouldn't mind if it had been a larger quest line, told more story about wolves and stuff like that. But I feel like it worked. But with the allied races, I mean, I have one of each class at max, well, at least 110, because I leveled up everything in last expansion because of all the story. Each class had its own story, and I'm a story buff, so I needed to know what that was all about. So having to level another, potentially 6, 8, I don't know how many allied races there are now, 6 to 8 new characters all the way from level 20. I'm just so turned off by that. It's like,
I know it's you can't, because you can't boost them, you can't do anything with them.
No, you have to level.
And it's just a little bit like, right, I'm doing that for heritage gear. Do I really want to do this?
I think they should have done something. I think they should have, made some cool quest lines and stuff like that, like something similar to, the old, what's it called, attunement quest where you had to jump through a lot of hoops, but tell a story with it about those races. That would have been so much more cooler, I feel like, than having to go back and level up from level 20. I mean, it makes no sense if you are a Dark Iron Dwarf and you go back and play at level 20 in Ironforge and you go kill Dark Iron Dwarfs yourself, and I'm like, how does this make sense? Why am I killing my own kind? This makes absolutely no sense to me. It's so weird.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's the problem, I think, with having everything being revamped at a certain point, especially with Cataclysm, and there's just no coherency at times anymore in the story. It's just a guessing game. So I mean, luckily, well, I say luckily, but for a lot of people who start, maybe now or the previous expansion, they have not experienced vanilla or any of the storytelling in that. And it's very difficult if you start even now or in Legion to get any of the allied races. You really have to work really hard for it, especially the ones that you got in Legion. So I don't think that for them they would immediately be confronted with the whole, wait a minute, I have a Dark Iron now, and what?
Yeah.
But even so, I think the game at the moment, it's very story-wise, it just doesn't make any sense for anything that you're leveling now. It's weird what's going on.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was. It else. I think it was the same issue with Death Knights, but wasn't it that you through the Death Knight campaign? Well, granted, it did take place back in time, so. But I don't know. It just felt weird to have to go back and level through all that. Well, not all of it. I suppose they just start at a higher level.
But even so, because it's Burning Crusade area that you have to do, and then that's before Wrath of the Lich King, so it's a little bit like that doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense. No. But I mean, I guess that's just how it is with MMOs. But I just feel like we're so far ahead now with level 120, and it's 100 levels that you need to level through, and I don't know. I mean, I think the one that I got the furthest with it's 110, and then I hit Legion. I was like, oh my god, I cannot for the life of me level through Legion again.
The only reason why I haven't abandoned on those yet is just like, if I'm in Legion, I'll just wait for an invasion, then I'll just do the invasion. Hopefully I can do it, because there's not many people in Legion areas anymore. But yeah, it's not an easy bit to, especially I think the 100 to 110 is quite hard.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really feel like I mind that too much, because when you hit Battle for Azeroth, there's so many ways to do it. There's the invasions now. There is the Isle expeditions. That's probably one of the best ways to get XP if you can turn off your mind and grind your ass off, then that's actually the best way to do it. Obviously, there's battlegrounds, there's questing, there's finding treasure in the world. I mean, there's so many ways these days to get XP by basically doing nothing. I don't feel like I don't think that's the hard part. I think the hard part is getting to level 110, so you can start doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That maybe that's just me, but that's how I feel about it at least.
And that's until you hit, like, in the beginning, Burning Crusade. And it's like, oh, I could do Wrath of the Lich King, but you can only do Wrath of the Lich King so many times before it becomes like another Burning Crusade.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I feel the other way around. I actually don't mind the Burning Crusade. I actually rather would like to skip Wrath of the Lich King. Not that I loved the expansion back in the days, but I don't know. I just feel like I've leveled through those zones so many times. I don't know, because I have to get there somehow, so I have had to level through the Burning Crusade, but I don't know. I just feel like Wrath of the Lich King, I'd actually rather skip that, because I don't like the starting zones. I think that's it. I don't really like the starting zones in those places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have the same. If I can, I try to go to the other areas as soon as possible in Wrath of the Lich King, because I don't like the starting areas. It's just very it pushes you into a certain way, especially on the Horde side. I don't like that at all. Yeah.
But Legion? Jesus, Legion. No, not Legion. Walls of Draenor, that was so quick. That's such a quick level, because if you have the add-on that shows all the treasures, they're just basically throwing XP at you by just looting stuff. It's amazing. And yeah. I think that's the expansion where they started with the bonus what's it called, the bonus objectives as well in the world. So they also get shitloads of XP. So I feel like Warlords of Draenor just went so quick, and that's actually one of the expansions that I wanted to level through, because the story is just really good in that expansion. At least the leveling story, at least. So.
Yeah, we're not talking about endgame in there at all. So we've talked about it a little bit, because you and I just had to confirm that before we started recording. You also started in vanilla, just like me.
I did.
What's your opinion about Classic? Now that there's so much hype on the internet now. I've seen so many people already, on my Facebook pages that are Warcraft related. I see so many people who have not played in vanilla going, I'm in the beta. I don't know what's going on. Is this normal? And then you see a lot of, and I call them elitist. I don't know if it's elitism, but they go like, oh, well, welcome to vanilla, kiddies. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I can understand it's going to be a lot harder, but that's not really constructive, is it? So, how are you feeling about the whole hype? Are you yay or nay?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit in between. I mean, I think on the Blue Clues, I always said, yeah, I like the idea of it, because when I was playing in vanilla, we were raiding, and I think we got our foot inside the door of Blackwing Lair, and that's about it. And then I think that was the 20-man Sul-Gurb, and what was that? There was also the buck ones in Tenaris. No, not in Tenaris. In Silithus. One of those.
Anchorage.
Anchorage, yeah. So I mean, we never cleared, all those instances. So I mean, it could be cool. It will probably never happen, but it could be cool to go back, level through Classic, and gear up, and maybe get some raiding done, and maybe eventually clear everything in its current form, and as it was supposed to be played and stuff like that. That could be really cool. The only thing that I'm a little bit, don't think it will happen because of the time investment, because this is like a proper MMO, like MMOs were made back in the days, It's not these days where I just got into the game right now, right before 8.2, so catch-up mechanic over here, catch-up mechanic over there. Oh, look at this, I'm fully epic, I'm ready to raiding. Mythic, by the way. And I haven't even set foot inside a dungeon yet. I mean, that doesn't... you don't do that back then. You couldn't do that back then. So it will be time consuming. So I don't think it would happen. I mean, it's one of those dreams that I have one day it might happen, but I definitely don't have my hopes up for that one. But I think it will be interesting to actually go back and play it and see how much the game has actually evolved, because I don't think some people actually fathom how much it has changed. I mean, just we were talking in our Discord like last week or something like that, where someone said something about, just remember that before level 40 you have no mount, so if you need to go from one continent to the other, you need to walk all the way to well, maybe you have flight path, but still you need to fly somewhere or walk somewhere, and then take.
You need to open up that flight path first.
Yeah, exactly, and then take the Zeppelin, and then you reach some other places, and then you still need to walk from there, and it takes quite a while to get around the world. And something that I actually didn't realize was that Blizzard actually increased the run speed at some point as well.
Really?
So you actually run faster in current World of Warcraft than you did back in the days. So, yeah, it will brace yourself for travel time.
Have something to do like Peggle. That's I think that's what we used to have.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, I wonder if some of all those old add-ons will come back as well. That could be cool, I think.
Honestly, I'm going to have my own personal party if we have Peggle again. For classic, I can't. We even had at a certain point, I don't know if you guys ever had that during raiding, but our raid officer once said, okay, everyone, I want you to close down your Peggle add-ons because I know you're playing it now instead of paying attention.
I think someone actually played Peggle over who got some loot or something in a raid or something like that instead of a roll, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just stories that never happened, but
yeah,
it sounds plausible.
I think so. I think a lot of things were possible back in the day, and I think with anything classic, I think a lot of the people who have played it are looking back on it with very rose-tinted goggles at times, and I think there's also a dose of it's going to be a lot harder, but I have to admit, now that I've seen some people play it, that a part of me is kind of like itching again to get my hands on it, just because I want to see some of the, it's 15 years. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning, let alone all the quests that changed in vanilla. So, I'm really
the thing is,
all of that.
Are you going to play Horde?
I will. In all fairness, I think for nostalgia reasons, I'll start with Alliance.
Okay. If you go Horde, just hit me up when you get to it. I still know and remember where Mancrit's wife is.
That's the more important thing. Baron's chat. I'll never
Baron's chat. Yeah. No, the thing is, one thing that I think is really cool though about it is that Michael, for instance, from the Blue Clothes, he started playing World of Warcraft in, was it Warlords of Draenor or something like that? So he hasn't. In other words, he's been playing World of Warcraft's post Cataclysm. So he's actually never seen the original world, how it looked, how the quests were, and what was going on, stuff like that. So for him, I think it will be really cool to go back and see this is how everything started out, and these are the quest lines back then. And I mean, there is a lot of storylines that is just not in the game anymore because they got updated. So I think that's a cool aspect of it, that you can go into pre Cataclysm and see how the world actually looked like. And I feel like that was something. I understand why they did it, but I wish that they had done something so you could switch between the states or something like that, which you can actually do these days when they change up the zones. You always have the option to switch to the old zone if you want to.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think it will be really interesting to hear what people think of Classic once they have access to it, compared to when they came in later, after everything has changed. And I think even people who started with Legion will be completely blown away with how different everything was.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy game where you just sit down and play 30 minutes and then you have gained 2 levels or 3 levels or something like that. It definitely takes a while. And one thing, because I had beta access during the BlizzCon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because everybody who bought the ticket, I think the virtual ticket, also had access to it, or something like that. I don't remember it anymore. I think it's like that. And so I actually did log in and try it out, and that, there's just so many things that I have forgotten about. I mean, and it's the thing is, recently Blizzard released Diablo 1 again, and I have so many, at least in my mind, memories of playing that game and having a good time with my very best friends back in the days, like 20 years ago or how long it was, and then I logged into the game and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Was this how it was? Is this the game? This makes no sense to me. This is not how I remember it. And I feel like it was sort of like the same thing that happened when I logged into the classic servers. I was like, oh yeah, look, there's ranks. I have ranks of spells. I didn't even remember that. So I think there will be a lot of those moments where you're like, oh yeah, I remember this now. Or also moments where you're like, this is not how I remember it at all.
Yeah, so, or when you start to go like, yay, I'm level 20, where's my mount? Oh wait, 20 more to go. And now I'm finally level 40, and I'm like, wait, I need 10 gold? I only have 30 silver. How does this work? Quest givers are not throwing money at me. What's going on here? I don't get it. Can I suggest anyone? I have a really good tip for you if you want to make money in Classic WoW. This is how you did it on Vanilla. You just create a female tune, you find your nearest mailbox, and you just stand on top of it naked and start dancing. And then you just, you get gold. So don't worry about it. There's always one person who will give you money.
There you go. And I probably know the people that give them money, because that's how I got my mount. Basically, I had another guildie who like just, I think he was an engineer and he was playing the auction house. And that's basically all he did all day. So he had so much gold, and I was like just struggling to just get my 100 gold so I could get the epic mount, which was like a big thing back then. And he was like, come on, Marty, just shut up. Here, I'll buy it for you. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I will never pay you back. But I did.
A lot of people don't realize what a big thing that was back in the day to get your mounts. That because it was also a bit like, not to sound like a complete elitist prick, but it was a bit of a status thing. When you were actually like, look, I actually could afford a mount. I have a mount. And I don't know how you felt, but I remember I was able to buy my first mount, the normal one, at 40. That I could do that with a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears. But the epic one, someone helped me with that. I did not do that by myself. I got it gifted, and just the whole fact that all of a sudden this mount that I had for so many levels, now I had to basically replace it with another mount. I felt awful. I felt like a proper shitbag.
Yeah, and oh yeah, if you want to get all that a little bit easier, play a warlock. They get it for free. Oh, is it paladins as well? Paladins get there at least the first one.
I don't think you have to get like a shit ton of reagents, don't you, for that quest line?
You do have, yeah, it is a long quest line, and you definitely need help doing it. But that, I think that was so much fun. I loved, because one of my good friends, the guy who got me into the game, played a warlock, and I was like, I just loved helping it out with these quests, because it was so cool, Oh, okay, so if you run over here and do this amazing thing, then you get a mount out of it. That's cool. I'll help you. I want to see what that's all about. I'll help you with that. And I feel like there was a lot more community feeling when it came to stuff like that. And that, I think that's one of the things that I'm most interested and intrigued about, to see if it's going to happen again, that there will be a community that helps each other and will way more chatty in chat and stuff like that, because it's really, you have to sort of be that kind of person if you want to play anything in World of Warcraft, because you want to do a dungeon, there's no dungeon finder. You have to find people or know people, and back in those days, I knew exactly, there were those people in the chat, in the city chats. They were like, yeah, I'm never going to play with that person again because he's always a dick to people. So you wouldn't invite those people to groups. But on the other hand, if you knew someone who had a good reputation, you were like, oh, well, can I add you to my friend list? I really want to be your friend in game and stuff like that, because you needed the people to just do dungeons, for instance, in back in the days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember there were blacklists on servers everywhere. That was also when the forums were still used a lot. I'm not saying they weren't cesspools, because they were, even back then. But yeah, if you wanted to have a bad reputation, it would be posted on the forums, and people knew to just avoid you, and you wouldn't get invited anymore. Or maybe someone would invite you, but then the rest of the group would chime up and just go, no, just kick this person.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember, just chat in the big cities when someone ninja looted something, they just got reported in the chat immediately and added, and a lot of people, just automatically when they saw those messages, adding people to shit lists and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really curious to see if we'll get that feeling back, because if that feeling is coming back, then I think they hit something right, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the one final bit I want to touch upon is also something that has sparked a little bit of controversy, I guess. And I'm just always asking people now: are you planning on getting it? So with Warcraft being out for 15 years, we get a special collector's edition, not of the game, but just like a commemorate of, yay, it's been 15 years of World of Warcraft. Here is like epic things that you can buy and display. Yeah. Are you looking into getting it? What's your opinion on it?
So, because I'm not up to date with the news these days, so bear with me. But,
okay.
Is there a physical version? Is that what you're talking about?
No. So what you get basically is it's a I would almost say like a celebrationary box of 15 years of World of Warcraft, and it is claimed as a collector's edition, but there's no game in there.
No.
What you get is a big Ragnaros statue.
Okay.
And you get 2 mounts, which you can later also buy in the shop. So it's not like you will miss out. You get 30 days of game time, a mouse mat with I think it's the original World of Azeroth, and you get some artwork, not a book, but like art cards, I think it is, or mini posters. And I believe that, and then Onyxia pin to display if you want to. So that's what you get, and it's about £90. So how much is that in euros? Like,
I don't know. We don't use euros here in Denmark. But £90. I mean, if you had asked me like 5-6 years ago, then I probably would have, because I don't know. I just stopped buying the collector's edition boxes and bought the digital collector's edition or whatever, because I'm just been the last many years trying to not have a lot of clutter standing around in my apartment. I mean, I used to have like a huge CD collection of music and most of the World of Warcraft boxes and StarCraft boxes and stuff like that, but I just got rid of all that just because we're just standing around collecting dust. So I got rid of a lot of those of other stuff. So I don't think I will be buying stuff like that anymore. That being said, I might, if the mounts are cool, I could potentially see myself buy just the mounts from the store. So stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to get rid of things.
No. I can understand that. I mean, that's the thing, the problem is with starting collections that at a certain point you have so much, and where's that line between a collector or a hoarder? So I get that, and it's a lot of money as well. I think it's quite a lot of money. Okay, you get a statue, but still.
Yeah, the thing is, I wouldn't know where to put a statue anyway in my apartment. I'm sure I have room for it and stuff like that. It's not that I don't have the room for it, but I'm just like, why would I have I don't know. It just it doesn't appeal to me to have a statue of was it Ragnaros standing around my apartment. I mean, he's a cool character and stuff like that. It's got nothing to do with that, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. So
No, I think that's fair enough. I think that's very fair. All right, so Marty, thank you so much for being a guest and talking about basically what's been going on lately.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. I mean, we'll see each other the next 20 weeks, right?
That's true. I was going to say, my weeks are planned now. So if people want to find out more about you and everything that you do, where can they find you?
Yeah, I think the easiest thing is to check out my Twitter, which is @unamithil. Please put that in the show notes.
I will.
Because, it's probably not easy to spell. Which is also the original name of my very first World of Warcraft character, my priest. So yeah, you can that's probably the best way to find me at the moment, because as we already said, the Blue Clues is on a hiatus, and our other podcast, This, is also on a hiatus. Similar thing, basically. So yeah, I think that's where the things are going down at the moment. Not that I'm too active on Twitter either. So or maybe check out our Discord. Come join us. We're having a lot of fun. You can find it at bluerecluse.eu/discord. It's not just the Blue Recluse, it's all the Dragon Powered shows. So it's also your show, Sil. You're on there as well.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say join us over there. There's a lot of fun things going on, and we have, like, every time someone in our community goes live on Twitch, we have alerts for that, and we share, sometimes if we find free games on Steam or whatever, we post them in there for other people to be reminded that they are there and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just or if you need help with something in regarding podcasting or in World of Warcraft, or even if you're playing Final Fantasy, we have a little bit of that going on over there as well, and loads of stuff. So check that out, I would say.
Exactly. I think gamers and geeks and nerds will really, really love the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you could also just check out dragonpoweredstudio.com as well. All the shows that we're doing or helping or they are with as well, including yours very soon. I should add you to that website.
I think I've given you all the stuff that you would need. So
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
So I hope you enjoyed that interview with Marty. I love having Marty on, even if it's for 50 more episodes, which we've said, it's fine. I think he's a great guest. So talking about that, if you want to be a great guest, please contact me on Twitter, because I would like to talk to, new or old people I've already talked to, or if you're a new player or an older player or whatever. As long as you have something to say about World of Warcraft and you can talk for a significant long time, then I would love to have you on the show. So just contact me on Twitter and we'll make this happen. But let's go back to Twitter, because you guys had a lot of opinions this week. My god, I've never had so many replies. And this was all about the two questions about Classic and the Collector's Edition. So let's start with your replies for Classic. And my question was, are you going to play World of Warcraft Classic? Yes or no, and why? So most of you gave me some reasons. Some of you were just like, nope, not for me, or yes. So that's fair enough, but it's always good when you tell me why, because, at least I know why. That's more interesting. Anyhow, here we go, boys and girls. It's a long list. So Fabry said, no, while I appreciate what it started, at this point it's an old game with old systems I don't want to bang my head against. Fair enough. Nick said yes to at least check out Orgrimmar and the pre-Cata world, but not much beyond that. I barely have enough time for BFA as it is. Morally Grey podcast. Yes, but only to go through the storylines that were removed during Cata. Gotta tell the story. Very true, very true. I'm hoping you'll enjoy that story. Aggro That said, yes, I am. Not because of the perceived nostalgia, but I really do miss the old talent trees. The actual grind to level. We won't have heirlooms, we won't have gold, we won't have any easy time questing. It will be fun again. Also, my son wants to see what vanilla was like. Okay. That's really, really cool. I mean, yeah, there will be a lot of grinding and no gold at all. Kristen said, yes I am. I began playing at the end of Cataclysm and I want to see Azeroth as it was before the Cataclysm. Liam, yes, even though I still play it, retail WoW just feels empty. Plus I get 2 of my favorite things back, talent trees and pre-Cata Azeroth. Tarly said, absolutely yes. I'm looking forward to having a rewarding leveling experience that actually requires social interaction. I agree with that. I've already noticed that you have to interact with people. Jordan said yes, and I think Taliesin and Evital have similar reasons. I never played it when it was current, and I want to play the content I missed. Sleepy Pan said yes, to see what everyone goes on about, but from what I've been told, it doesn't seem like something I'm going to like that much. You know what? I think a lot of people will have that. Some people will just be like, this is not for me. I'm not going to say it's as bad as a Korean MMO with the grinding effect, but it gets close, in my opinion. Exclavier said, yes, I plan on playing some since I am a Cata baby. I don't expect to play a lot, but probably a few hours a week and slowly progress over time. Sai said, yes, I started in Classic and I cannot wait to get back there. I love WoW and it just feels right to have the original accessible. Travis, I will only play if with a group of friends in which we will quest and explore. It will be similar to how we periodically return to Minecraft a couple of times a year, but after playing for a week we get bored. That would be interesting. I'm curious to see how many people would get bored of Classic at a certain point and just go like, this is going too slow, I can't do this. Oh, we can't buy a level boost. What am I going to do? Adrenaline said, yes, 2-handed Wind Fury procs for the win. Oh, I remember those days. I'm going to butcher your name, I'm so sorry. Poyakel Satin? Or Satin? Yes, I look forward to seeing how it all was before it got torn apart as I came in pre-Cata. B-Switch said, yes, hell yes, I've been asking for Classic for a decade and truly prefer that version of the game to today. The magic is still alive in Classic, and while my experience will not be quite the same, the game itself is, in my opinion, far superior to the current few iterations. Okay, I've actually seen that a lot of you are all, after Cata starters. That is really interesting to me. Honors Hammer Ted said, yes, I enjoyed the demo at BlizzCon and excited about playing it again. I'm looking forward to a higher degree of challenge in the leveling game than current WoW. Slipperite said, yes, definitely, to see what Classic was like and experience it along with other people at the same time versus trailing behind by 4 years in empty zones. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. I can see why. The Cranky Tank, and I think that's an amazing name, said, nope, been there, done that. Played the demo and the beta. I don't have enough nostalgia for it to override the sheer clumsiness and age of the engine. I appreciate current WoW too much to go back. And that, I think, is a very fair reason. I can understand why a lot of people would be like no, not for me. Bolfra the Belated One said, no interest in going backwards in tech and story. Dreadlord Acid, I came into WoW extremely late, a little before Legion's launch, but I always wanted to play WoW beforehand and never had the means. As a fan of old Grundy JRPGs, I'm looking forward to seeing how WoW Classic compares to some of those old ones, such as Phantasy Star Online. That would be interesting. I'm very curious to hear what you think. So this is Michael from the Blue Recluse. So I'm going to see if Michael will want to come back on the show once he started playing Classic. So I want to hear his opinion. Lauren the Druid said, I am not personally, aside from the fact that I actually stopped WoW proper back in October, I've gotten used to many of the in-game conveniences that I would rather not play at all than not have. Dungeon Finder, Dungeon Journal, earlier mounting compared to vanilla, etc. Anna Hawkins said, haven't decided yet. Played vanilla, so not overly fussed about it. Drax2006 said, never got to play vanilla. Started playing in the BE. Is that not Burning Crusade, is it? You need to let me know what BE is. Boomtap said, no, because been there, done that. AR Bryant, yeah, mostly for the nostalgia. Laura Faye, yes, because I want to. Fair enough. Drew Monroe, yes, I plan to play because I missed it as I started in Wood. Thundering Thypoons, God, this is very difficult for me, that TH sound. No, I'm not even playing BFA, though I subbed, because it's too grindy and tedious. Classic would be far too much effort for too little entertainment value. Josh Zen said, no. Okay. Where are you? Zin, definitely yes. Entirely for nostalgic reasons. I'm also curious to see if I'll still enjoy it as much as I did when I first started playing 14 years ago. Those are two things I really missed after Cataclysm. Minerva the Wave Speaker, I love that name. I'll probably play a tiny bit for some nostalgia, but I don't think I'll be at it full time. Just casually pluck away at it. I don't think I'd have the time or energy to devote to both versions full time. Alliance Scum, I did not make that name up, that is actually the name, said, yes, I will play Classic. Mostly, I have some friends returning to the game just for that. I look forward to relive a few memories and also laugh at hunters that didn't realize Disengage is not the same as retail. Okay, we'll see how people experience Disengage. The Chaotic Good Girl. I'm going to try it. I may be too spoiled by current WoW. QOL upgrades to stick with it too long. Spaz Wesson, yes, but not sure for how long. I don't know if it's going to hold my attention to max level. Pilion said, yes, the fresh auction house smell with no tokens and everyone starting at 0 has me enthralled. Can't wait to see how gold making develops. That is going to be an interesting point, because getting gold in the game is difficult, so I think some of those classic gold making guides and guys and girls who did that could be a new thing for people. So yeah, maybe, if you want to start blogging or something, or make a podcast about the gold making in Classic, you got a good venue here. Liam, I'm hoping TSM doesn't get developed for Classic. As much as I love the app in retail, it has no place in the old Azeroth. Professor Talib said, I started during Kata, so I am eager to see what the world was like before Deathwing. Alex Gordney said, yes, I definitely will be playing Classic. I want to play it for the memories of playing Vanilla. Ducky said, I'm actually looking forward to giving the auction house a go in Classic. Even though I've been playing since Classic, I never was a goblin back then. That's going to be a different change then, but yeah. I'm going to presume an auction house goblin and not a goblin race, because forget that. We're Classic. And Gamrock said, oh hell yeah. I want to go back to the point where people had to talk to each other, group together. Far from the AoE fest the game has become. WoW is an MMO, not a solo game. And there you have it, people. Like I said, I think I'm going to play Classic. I say that now. I dare say I might even play it a little bit more than retail at the moment. Probably for nostalgia reasons, probably because I like the social aspect a little bit more. And I know there's nothing to stop me from being social in the current game. I have to say the guild that I'm in at the moment is really, really social, and that's really good. They're really nice. But I guess I am looking forward to just even like small quests that you need to group up, looking for group for Hogger, things like that. Right, so my second question, which got a lot of responses for you guys, and my heart really, honestly, I feel for some of you guys with your responses, because it's quite bad that you couldn't get it, but we are going to discuss the fact if you're going to get the collector's edition for the Warcraft 15-year anniversary that was announced, and you know the one that I said, oh, I think I might get it. Well, that didn't happen. So that's the one with the Ragnaros statue, just so you know. So let's see what you guys replied on Twitter. Method Gats, I'm very honored that you're following me, said, I just want the statue with a crying smiley. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, if you want to fork out 300 quid, you can do that on eBay. Phoenix said, the statue looks cool and all, the packaging is very elegant, and Bliss is smart in saying upfront that they're offering the mount later for purchase in the shop. But in my house, all the CEs and statues are collecting dust in my library or a closet. No vanilla goodies pass. Okay, that's, fair enough. I think that's fair enough. You don't want things to gather dust. That's a bit of a waste of your money, I think. Trumbull Kazakh said, yes, I got it on Amazon. Once I saw Rag, I knew I'd buy it. Don't think I've logged in a few weeks, but yep, mine. Yeah, that's true. Amazon did have a few, I think. You had to be very quick with those, though. Drorith said, I bought it and it looks fantastic, thus leading me to lose £90, but worth it. That's good. If you know you're going to part with your money, at least if you think it's worth it, that's great. David said, I bought it as soon as it came out. Glad I did because I thought about waiting. Yeah, that's a smart move. Spaz Wesson missed out on the Bliss store, but managed to snag 2. One for a friend at a local game store. Good that you got one, or actually 2. I think for a lot of people that has now ended as well, so the Chaotic Good Girl, I did. I jumped on it as soon as it was announced. I missed out on the vanilla CE. I'm not missing this one. And Lita said exactly this. Good on you. I'm happy that you both got it. Poyakol Satin or Satine, no, because of the cost. Annie Loy, I did miss out. It was sold out before I didn't even know it existed. Crying face. Oh, I'm sorry. BJ Keaton, I wish I'd grabbed more. I have the first 4 collector's editions, but stopped getting these physical ones. And even though I don't play anymore, I wish I'd got them all. Taliesin and Evital, yes, instantly. It doesn't. I would have been surprised if you wouldn't have. So I'm happy that you guys got it. I'm going to presume you guys got it from the EU shop. Pasha Fudari said, wait, how do I buy it? Is it all gone for North America? Did I miss out again? Oh my god, breakdown incoming. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think in America it's also sold out now. Atrophus said, sold out fast on Blizzard gear, but picked up immediately once it was available through another retailer. Well done. Good for you. Dominic, I hope they are going to sell another wave so I can snipe it. Martin ter Braak, all I seem to find are places it's sold out at. I'm going to presume that's in Holland, because I know you're Dutch. So, yeah, that's sad. Oh, that's such a shame that we don't have more retailers doing that. A dude said, I had never bought anything like this before, but this time I felt compelled to buy it. No regrets. Joey, I wanted it. Waited just a little too long to order it though. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel so bad for you guys who were really like, oh, I really want this. Can I? Yeah, I'll buy it. Oh, it's out. MS said I missed out. Loxo, I haven't played in months, but I'll be damned if I'm not buying this. So I hope you got this then. Because it would be sad if you want to buy it and then, there's nothing there anymore, like so many have experienced. Flame Flash, I'd like one, if they ever become available again. That statue is awesome looking. Titan's Creed, yes, I did. Should I have? Probably not, but the WoW fan in me couldn't miss out. Frommal Felbane, I want to buy it, but it's sold out, EU of course. Jerry said I did buy it and I think it looks awesome. Interested to see what the statue is made of, though at that price point. Yep, me too. Got lucky and made the decision to buy it on my phone while walking around work instead of waiting until I got home. Well done. That's what I should have done. Kitty Evans, it's cool as fuck, but I don't want to buy it because I'm super poor and have literally no space for physical collectibles whatsoever. Scruffy Druid Lady, I would love this. I did not have the opportunity to snag one as it was in the middle of the day at work. Shawnee of the Dead, got one from Amazon. Nice. R. Thomas, I hear Amazon and Newegg are selling them. A few guildies bought there, but I don't know about the stock now. I think it's all sold out, from what I hear from my American friends. Lyran said, I wanted to buy it, but I can't afford it. Daniel Katz, I'm with Tally on this one. As soon as it was posted, I ordered it to add to my collection of every collector's edition since release. Zert said, I pre-ordered. Rag is one of my favorite lore characters. Tony Jonker said, I missed out, saw the announcement of it and it was already gone. Instant reacted to a few Amazon back in stock warnings, but always too late. Calling it a pre-order is a bit strange to me. I still want it. Pelinol, woke up, went to buy, it was still available. Thought maybe I should add a second one to my cart also. Did so, and it was sold out. Now I can't find it anywhere. That's what I get for sleeping in. Oh no, sleeping in is good. Sleeping in is good, but yeah, that's you basically need to immediately go in my cart. Buy. Can't wait. Sparty Smallwood, I heard it was on Amazon, but saw unavailable there too. Matt Miller, missed out, would love to have it. It looks amazing. Ringmaster Kevin, go to GameStop.com. I just ordered me a copy. I don't think GameStop has them anymore from what I've heard. Now, talking about Ringmaster Kevin, I've been on his podcast, or his and Sal's podcast, I should say, the Dark Moon Heralds, and we recorded yesterday, so I'm not quite sure when it will be released, but keep an eye out for that, and you can hear me fail at everything, basically. But it was a lot of fun talking to them again. I've known them for a very long time. And yeah, it was just so much fun, and I'm hoping to have them on this show as well, separate for interviews. So fingers crossed that we can make this work with time zones. But let's go back to everything else. So you guys were amazing this week. I can't, fault you for the passion with all the tweets that you've sent me. I'm really, really happy. So I think listening to my voice for an hour and a half has punished you enough. So I'm going to give you all the details. So where can you find me? Well, you can, of course, contact me on Twitter. That's the best way. Go to @whispers_of_war. Especially if you want to be a guest, that's probably your best bet to reach out. Or you can go to my private Twitter, which is McMonkeys, MC Monkeys with a Z. Email whispersofwarpodcast@gmail.com. And you can find all the show notes at whispersofwar.podbean.com. Now, if you do want to follow me on Twitch, that is always a lot of fun to talk to people. So, I know with time zones, but maybe if you're an early riser, I guess you could see me play if you're in America. Or if you're really late in Australia, probably. Go to twitch.tv/MuckMonkeys with 2 Z's or Z's. It depends where you're from, because the other one I couldn't get. So that's why I will be playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I'll also be playing other games. I'm not just going to be purely Warcraft there, but I think for Classic, that's definitely something I need to do on the live stream, because that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very inappropriate. I'll have a cat cam, and that's not a euphemism or something like that. I will have my little Rosie on the camera a lot, and she doesn't do much. She sleeps a lot and licks herself a lot, because that's what cats do, I guess. But yeah, at least there is cats, which is always good. And with that, I hope that you guys have an amazing time in Azeroth. I really hope that for those who want the collector's edition, that you can get your hands on it still by some magical ways, or that Blizzard might release another load of statues for you guys. I hope so. And I will see you all next week. Bye-bye!
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.